Start building some hurting bombs.
Pressing me? Because your authority is not recognized in Fort Kickass.
Oh, look, Doc, I just can't do it, huh? Never learned to speak Greek.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I don't need no philosophy lesson here.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
Master of misinformation, Mr. Know-It-All.
Is he always so cheerful?
Jesus told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe.
Just looking, thanks. I'll stand at the bar. I shouldn't wish to attract attention.
Don't get mentally erect.
Well, neither are you very much sure.
This is the way.
I think it's good, except it sucks.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
That's an attention getter.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Are you ready?
And we are live right here tonight. It's me, Louis Perry, and it's that Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan. Why are you laughing now? You were in a bad mood. Now you're happy.
I'm not happy. I'm still in a bad mood.
Well, you got to get better. We got a great guest with us tonight, a returning guest from Leeds, all the way from across. Say it for me.
No.
Please. Come on. Say it.
I can't.
Oh, whatever.
Can't do it yet.
Whatever. I do want to talk to him because he is an award-winning screenwriter. And after what happened last night, I want to get his opinion on that too. I should have talked to him about that backstage.
What happened last night? Oh.
Yeah, do you think that was real? I want to talk to him about that. Anyway, without further ado, let's bring him on. The one and only Joseph Burke. Hey, Joe, welcome back. It's been a year, my friend.
I know.
How are you?
I don't think I've had a haircut in that time either.
So. But you know what? I do want to ask you the promo image. What the hell is that? That looks nothing like you.
that was.
Leave him alone, Louis. It's just
that was the start of lockdown when I'd done like a couple of like runs and things, and I'd lost a little bit of weight, and I was feeling myself. And now it's like the only photo that I allow out in the thing because people liked it. But yeah, it looks nothing like me, really.
I was like, I said, okay, Joey, send me over some promo images, and then I get that. I'm like, Joe, I know it's been a year.
It's because it's after 12.
Yes, I know.
Cinderella, I looked that before 12.
Before midnight.
Before midnight, and now it's after midnight. I go back to being Cinderella.
Before we get to our guests, we do have some hellos. The big guy, we could have used you this weekend. Axel's in the house.
Hi, Axel.
And Thomas. Hello, Thomas. How you doing, brother? Aviva. And my cousin from down in North Carolina, Debbie. Hello, Deb. How are you? So, Joe, I wanted to ask you while we were backstage, did you think that was a work, or did you think it was real, what happened at the Oscars last night?
I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, that's got to be... Well, the first time I saw the thumbnail, I guess. But then watching the actual thing, I think it was real. But yeah, like I've been thinking about it all day, and I don't really know what I think about it, because I kind of think, personally, I don't think violence is ever going to be the answer, especially in that context. And obviously, he's just kind of hit a nerve in the wrong time and the wrong place, and this, that, and the other. So I think they're both in the wrong, but to a certain extent, I can't really say anything coming from an English guy, seeing as, like Ricky Gervais says, way worse at the Golden Globes, and people are laughing. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, and it's just like,
okay,
it's a bit weird.
Okay, Jamie, what did you think? Do you think it was real? Did you think it was real?
Yeah, but there's so many questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, after, because it's not like, I mean, he really wound up for that. You know?
Well, first of all, it's assault. He should have been arrested.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
okay,
exactly, and that's, you know, where all these questions come into play. And then, you know, I didn't see the whole show. I only saw the clip like this morning. But then, from what I'm understanding, I got done work and got back on Facebook, and it sounds like he went up and accepted his award. After that.
Award, yeah.
And it was like nothing had happened. So I'm like, how?
Yeah, he got Best Actor.
Okay, like
I don't know. When I saw, I heard about it, and I was at work. You know, I got to work.
Farted and it smells so bad.
Is it so bad that that Joseph smells it?
He probably can. It's terrible.
We're getting comments, so we're going to get to comments soon. When I heard about it, when I got to work at this morning, and I'm like, what? Because I'm seeing all these memes. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so I looked it up, and I'm like, he smacked it. What is happening? So I saw the unedited footage, and it was like, wow, the F-bomb was there on live TV.
Right, exactly what he said afterwards. So, you know, to me, it was real. Definitely real.
Yeah, I think so. But still, I mean, that was assault. All right, so let's get back. And Michael J. Hey, what's going on, brother? And Aviva says it was real. And Neil, hey, son, how are you doing? And Jamie, a lot of words.
Yeah, she says, Aviva says, very hard to prosecute someone for assault when the person assaulted doesn't want to press charges.
Oh, well, I give Chris Rock
true.
credit. He pulled it. I mean, he kept his cool. He kept his cool. So, I mean, I don't know. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
definitely
Joseph,
something different to wake up to.
Well, that's the thing. I think it overshadowed, unfortunately, the film that won Best Picture.
What did?
Coda, which everyone that I speak to is having the same look on their face as you have. And it's annoying because it's like when Parasite won Best Picture, and everyone was just like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, it's one of the best films ever made, and that's why." And it's about a deaf family that
wait, Parasite or Coda?
Coda.
Okay.
Is about a deaf family that run a fishing kind of a fishing business, I guess. But one of them isn't deaf, and she has a passion for singing and music and wants to go to like music college. But and it's just such a beautiful story. But obviously, Will Smith smacking Chris Rock is going to get front page, not some film about a deaf family. But definitely check it out. It's on Apple TV, I think. Okay. So I think it's probably more likely available on your side. It definitely deserves Best Picture.
Okay. I think this is the first time I heard of it.
Yeah.
I did see the Justice League won an award. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was. Was it for special effects?
I thought it was fan favorite or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Is that what it said? I don't know. I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. So, Joseph, you have two projects, one already done and one that you have coming out. Which do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the one that's already done?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
It's one that I wrote for my course that I'm doing, that I'm almost finished with now. And I wrote it last year, and it's sort of a horror, but not really. Like, I don't like calling it a horror because all of the people that like horror films will be like, it's not that scary. And actually, it's not meant to be.
Okay.
It's called Stay Home. It's a short film, so it's about 10 minutes. It's available on YouTube, but it's based about the first lockdown in England back in March 2020, and a woman who her mum unfortunately passes away from COVID, and it's kind of, she starts seeing visions of this weird kind of figure whilst, because she starts going for runs basically to keep her mind occupied, because we were allowed, whilst the whole country was in lockdown, we were allowed 1 hour of exercise a day, but it had to be like in your local area, so like everyone just went running, and she's being chased by this thing, and yeah, it's more tense, I guess, than scary. But one of my good friends from university is like the lead character, and she's a very good actress, so I'd watch it purely for her. But I did it all by myself. I bought like some lights off Amazon, and I've got like a new iPhone, so I was like, well, I might as well use that and this, that, and the other. I made sure I bought myself a clapperboard, even though I didn't need it. I said to my fiance, I was like, I'm spending £15 on this. I don't need it, but I need it. Yeah, and it was just like really fun, and it was a nice way to learn how to make films, because you learn by making some horrific mistakes, and it like just stuff that you don't realize until you get there. So it's not perfect. It's my first film, but it has been thankfully picked up by a couple of film festivals.
Nice.
Which is lovely, especially with it being my first film. Like, I didn't expect anything, and that's partly why when you go on YouTube, I'll send you the link.
Please.
There's not very many views on it because I've not really promoted it, because I didn't really do it for the views or anything. It was just kind of like, oh well, I've got this script, I might as well make it, and now it's out there and it's sort of done, and I kind of forgot about it. So if people like it, then cool.
How long was the shooting process? I mean, how many days did it take to film?
A week.
A week. Okay.
Which maybe 2 in terms of shooting, and then it's all the editing afterwards that takes the time. But I took a week off work, and because it was sort of like, it was the first script that I wrote for my course. And because I wrote it about lockdown, but basically just all of the locations I kind of thought were in my local area. And I kind of thought, you know what, I've sort of written this for my own house, so why not just film it in my own house, and just do it as cheap as possible, because there's obviously no money in film, and I struggle like with the thought of crowdfunding and things like that, because especially at the minute, like, people have got way more important things to be caring about than me making a film. And I know that some people would do it, but I kind of didn't want to do it that way. So I think it's pretty good. It's one of them things that it might not be to everyone's taste, but who cares? Like, something got made.
Yeah. Now, how long is 15 minutes? You said
10. I think it's around 10. When I wrote it, I intended for it to be 15 minutes, and okay. I think that the script is 15 pages, and then we kind of say about a page per minute. But there was a load of stuff that didn't really make sense when you got into the edit, and you're like, oh, well, that was a cool idea on paper, but actually, it's just taking time. And there's a lot of things like, because I started with theatre, what you tend to do when you're younger is you put all of these long dramatic pauses in the middle of like your acting and stuff, because you're like, I'm looking really intense, and this is how acting is. And then you realize when you grow up that you're just stood and not doing anything, and it's boring as hell. So like I cut all of that rubbish out. And it's about 10 minutes, I think.
All right. How long did it take you to edit that? I mean, if I do a video for Jamie and I, it takes me forever. Plus, I have to like get Jamie. Can I use this picture? Jamie, can I use this picture? It takes me forever to do a 30-second commercial for us. How long did it take you to edit? I'm assuming that you edit the whole film yourself. How long did it take you? How long did it take you?
It took me about a month, but that was like on and off with work and things. And I was lucky that because a lot of because I knew I didn't have much time, I tried to do it as much in the camera as possible. And then it makes it easier because you don't have like a load of chopping and changing to do. Like another amazing film, if you haven't seen it, is The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe. Incredible film. And they had such a tight budget and such a small window that pretty much every shot that they filmed is in the film. Like they didn't shoot multiple shots or anything like they just shot it and put it together. And it's just with all the planning, it just takes, so if you plan it, then you've got everything. It makes it a lot easier anyway.
All right. And Axel comes in. Axel says, what's that say, Jay? Awesome?
Awesome movie, The Lighthouse.
Yeah, it's on my Amazon list to play. Jamie, have you seen The Lighthouse?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, you did see it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
it's an experience rather than a film. I would say, like it's like
how so?
Not anything like you expect.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I had a choice this weekend. Rose and I had my wife Jo. We had movie date night here at the Geek Lair, and we watched 2 different movies. One was Deep Water with Ben Affleck, and the other was Antlers. Do not watch Deep Water.
Oh, really?
Oh my God! It was just it was awful, so bad. But Antlers was pretty good. Jamie, you would like Antlers. It was a horror film.
I feel like I saw it on
HBO Max. Yeah, it's on HBO Max. That was pretty good. But Deep Water with Ben Affleck, oh my God. It's one of those slow moving things. Once it starts picking up speed, something climactic Ben Affleck is a genius. He built this chip for a drone, but his wife is constantly cheating on him. So, with all these younger guys, and she flaunts it in front of him to the point where they actually sleep over his house with her. And they sleep in different beds. It's just bizarre. And all of his friends.
Sounds weird, yeah.
Yeah, all of his friends, all of their friends, know that she's doing this. And he goes, "Oh no, she's not sleeping with these guys." And they're all like, "Yeah, they are." But
so
all of these guys,
just a movie about her cheating on him.
Correct, but all of the guys that she is cheating on him with end up dead. And in the very beginning, he tells the first guy that you end up meeting, "Yeah, you know, such and such," and because he's trying to scare the guy away, and he goes like, "Yeah, I killed him. I bashed his head in with a hammer." So then you're like, okay, did he kill him or did he not kill him? But as the movie goes on, you start seeing what is actually happening. And then there's this big climactic thing that happens, and then the movie just stops. And I remember the two of us just looking at each other going, "That's it?" It was the most awfulest thing I have ever seen in my life. And I love Ben Affleck. I was just like, what in God's name did I just watch?
He's normally good.
Yeah, just stay away. Deep Water on Hulu. Stay away. Awful. Awful. Just bad. Just bad. So, Joe, you got to...
anything.
Yeah, just absolutely stay away. For Stay Home, please send us over the link because I would definitely want to check it out. And we're going to put that on our website. We're definitely going to get you some views. Now, how many film festivals is it on?
2 at the minute. I have submitted it to some ones in the US as well. But at the minute with the wedding, I don't think I'll be able to wangle any money out of the budget for film festival submissions at the minute. I might not survive the wedding if I suggest that. But yeah, there's a couple at least.
Okay, so if people do want to nominate the film for something, how will they go about doing that? If someone likes it and say, "Oh my God, this should be nominated," how would they go about doing that?
I don't know. Like, none of the film festivals that have taken it on at the minute have like awards. It's just that they showcase it. I mean, just views, comments, any amount of engagement would be helpful. I'm not kind of pursuing it vehemently at the minute, but yeah.
All right. Now, you did have another screenplay that you were writing, and it was about a superhero.
So yes, sort of. So it's
okay.
This is technically a world exclusive. No one, like, other than my family and people on my course, know about this film that I'm writing. So again, I only really write what I know because I can't be bothered making random stuff up. And I go to Comic-Cons quite a lot with my friends. And I just kind of thought, what if, and that's where most of my ideas come from, what if you have someone, and I'm not going to say the name, but say, so, like, the head of a quite a major superhero franchise that is, that is a little unhinged. And you would think that is a bit kind of like, what if he was a bit more unhinged? And like a bit more egotistical and that kind of thing. So basically, it's about a fake superhero franchise, because I'm not taking on any of the real ones. That their most recent box office kind of smash has been panned critically, and also by the fans hating it. Okay. So what he does is to make himself feel a bit better, because he doesn't really believe the press, because he's so egotistical. He decides to go to Comic-Con dressed as his character, because the character wears a mask, so it's sort of like he can hide in plain sight. No one else will know. And then when he gets there, that things are actually worse than he first thought. and that he's universally hated, and decides to take matters into his own hands and kidnaps one of the fans.
We lost them.
I didn't think it was that bad, Lewis. Come on.
It's not. I'm interested.
But yeah, it sounds like really dark, but it's not on the actual page because the inspiration for it, I guess, in terms of tonally, is something like The Big Lebowski, where it's ridiculous. Just to be fair, anything Coen Brothers, where you just think this person has just set off on a downhill like path, and then they just start to pick up, they just can't stop themselves. So it's meant to be funny, but obviously when you explain it like that, it doesn't sound particularly funny.
Yeah. So, and this is jeez, Lou, what are you doing?
He's back.
No,
your voice changes on again.
Is he listening?
Can't tell if he's reading or
Now he's breaking everything.
Oh dear.
I don't know why he can't just leave stuff alone. What was wrong with what is he doing? Like, can he see us? Like, I don't know.
No, my Bluetooth. I tried. Never mind.
Your voice.
You've got the Bane voice.
The voice changer.
There you go. No, my earbuds died, and so what was happening was I was like, "Oh my god, these didn't charge," and as Joe was talking, he started to sound like Kermit the Frog.
I mean,
off screen.
I've never heard Kermit with that accent, but you know.
So I tried to be slick about it. I took myself off screen so I could switch over to the other headset. And
it wasn't very slick.
No, what had happened, I was listening to you guys talk, and then what had happened was, as I plugged in this other headset, I clicked the button and I came back on screen, but I couldn't change anything else over. So I apologize about that.
You didn't miss much, to be fair. I was just saying that it's meant to be a comedy.
Okay.
A black comedy, kind of Coen Brothers-esque, that is just a man's poor decisions and constantly like escalating in like an avalanche and can't stop. So similar to, have you seen Burn After Reading? Is one.
Yep.
Where like the kind of Brad Pitt character and is it Frances McDormand?
Yep.
Yeah. Where they just kind of get into a situation that they can't get out of, and then it just escalates and escalates and escalates. It's that kind of vibe, but with superheroes, and it's called Stanley, which is just a nerdy joke for me because it's technically Stan Lee, but also Stanley is the long for Stan because it's partly to do with like toxic fan culture and all that. It's just a nerdy joke for me.
So what's the time frame on that?
So I have the next 2 weeks to finish it as part of my course. And then I'm not making it this time. I know. I don't have time. Like at the minute, I haven't been able to see the Batman. I haven't been able to do anything other than because I'm directing like a play at the minute, and I say yes to everything at my fault. So I need to know when to let go.
Somebody else I know. Lou?
Like it's slowly
Yes.
it's slowly killing me. And once I'm married, I think I'll have to actually start listening to her and taking some time out and breaks and stuff. So
it's not going to work.
I feel like it's more of an American sort of vibe. I'm getting it in my head as like set in America. Okay. So if anyone wants to make it, then feel free to.
No, not me. I'll get yelled at.
Oh no, I don't. Anyone else wants to make it, feel free to send me all of the dollars. They can have the rights to it there.
Oh, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Plus, Joe is getting married, and we want to wish him a happy marriage. We're going to hear about that. Plus, question of the week, and Jamie's going to like this one when we come back in 30 seconds. Geek Show, brought to you by CH Square Collectibles, Comics Collectibles, and more. Magic the Gathering every Friday at 6 p.m. Located at 39 Wedgwood Drive, Suite 232, Jewett City. Comics, sports card, autographs, online sales. CH Square Collectibles, proud sponsor of the Angrygeeks Show. And we are back, but we also have what we're going to be calling an ARE moment, where this moment we're going to talk about Colorado Springs Comic-Con 2022, where a good friend of Jamie and I will be coming to Colorado Springs Comic-Con, Mr. Brian O'Halloran from Clerks 2 and Clerks 3, August 19th to the 21st. Photo ops are now available to see Brian and the other clerks, and next week we'll have a clip of Jamie and I with Brian. Oh, look at Jamie peeking around Brian. And that he will be at Colorado Springs Comic-Con on August 19th to the 21st. And this is something I'm super excited about. Rhode Island Comic-Con, 10th year anniversary.
10th year?
10th year. 10 years of Rhode Island Comic-Con, Jamie. The Angrygeeks have been involved in not all 10, but pretty close to it. I'm very excited. Saturday only, the one and only Stephen Amell, Arrow, Heels, The Flash, Supergirl, you name it. I am super excited. The Rhode Island Comic-Con is November 4th to the 6th, 2022, but Stephen will only be there on Saturday. And I am super excited to even see Stephen, to hang out with Stephen. And I'm sure, hopefully, Jamie and I will have something to do with him. And just to talk to him about the new show, Heels, which I absolutely love. It's all about pro wrestling. Rhode Island Comic-Con, the 10th year anniversary. Stephen Amell, and that is our ARE minute. Joe!
That's cool.
You
Brian O'Halloran, that's a great guest.
Yo, Brian is...
He has, like, the best lines in Clerks.
Brian is a staple here on the show. He
oh, really?
Yeah, every time we do a live show, he crashes. There was a mistake this past year at Rhode Island.
Okay.
Brian got himself all dolled up and put on a crown and was going to come and crash our Jamie and I live show. And
he went to the
wrong room. Because usually at Rhode Island they have us downstairs, but this year there was a mistake and they moved us upstairs. So Brian went to the wrong room and he walked in.
The wrong panel.
And there was other people just ending, and he said that he just said "excusa" and walked out. And then he said he wandered around for a little bit, couldn't find us. Then he had another appointment. So the next day he was like, "Where were you two?" It was amazing. Yes, very. So you're getting married.
I am, yes.
Yes, and when is
in August?
What day in August? That's what I wanted to ask.
5th of August.
Okay. Okay, I was married in August. That's all. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, it has to be in August because she works at school, so we have to do it in kind of school holidays. Whereas I'm I can take holidays whenever I need to, really. So, yeah, we booked it. We got engaged 1st of January 2020.
Yeah.
So now apparently COVID is our fault because that's when it all kicked off.
Started it all. Yeah.
And then we booked kind of the venue 2 years ago, and we blinked, and then now it's here.
So does she still give you a hard time about being an award-winning screenwriter?
Oh, she gives me a hard time about everything. Like, fully deserved. I mean, I am insufferable. It's why she wouldn't let me do a PhD. Because she was like, you would be unbelievable if everyone had to call you doctor. And so she wouldn't let me do it. But no, she's other than her inability to concentrate whilst watching films, like she's brilliant. I forced her to watch all of Marvel because she hadn't seen a single Marvel film when I met her 3 years ago. And
I think
she likes them.
You told Jamie in that. I think so. I think I remember you telling.
Yeah, she stopped at Endgame and refuses to go any further because she's like, there's just too much, and she struggles with who people are and what's happened and all of she just can't remember it. So she's like, I just don't have the same connection to it than I do. So I think, to be fair, I think we watched WandaVision together, and that confused her for the first couple of episodes, so she stopped.
Well, see, now we Jamie and I we talked about WandaVision, and my wife wouldn't watch it because she didn't like it. So I think and Jamie didn't like it either. So I kind of gauge what I like to say general public or fair weather fans on what Jamie would like or my wife would like. Well, not so much. I mean, Jamie is always if you cry. Yeah. But if Rose likes it, if it holds her attention, I know the general public would like it. So it wouldn't surprise me if your fiance didn't like it because Rose she just watched two episodes. She's like, I don't like it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That was one where you kind of had to get into it, and then when you got to the meat of it, then it was a bit more mainstream and a bit more.
By the end of it, once they were caught up, I was fine, but getting there was rough.
Wouldn't get to it, and then I started watching Loki, which I think is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I was like, "There's no point in you watching this because it will just be an hour of me trying to explain what's happening all the way through." But to be fair, I think it has my favorite performance, I think, in all of Marvel, and he's only in it for 10 minutes. And I just watched that last episode constantly just to see Jonathan, what's his last name? Denny as, what's he called?
Well, some people say it's Kang, but it's not Kang. But
yeah. The Loki version of Kang.
Yeah,
and that interaction at the end is written beautifully, but also his performance is spellbinding. I love it.
Okay, are you excited to see Moon Knight this Wednesday?
Yes. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. What about you, Jamie? Are we going to talk about it next week, or are you not going to have time to watch it?
Well, all the cars are fixed. Knock on wood, they stay that way. I should have time to watch something this weekend. Literally every car in this house broke down at the same time.
I seen that Jess's car broke down, and I was like, wow. Because you didn't even...
The starter went in my car first, so he couldn't even take my car while his car broke down. And of course now he's working, and so I'm driving around. Thank God I have a company car and had that, but I'm carting him around. And
because you didn't even reply to my next super secret cosplay that I would do.
I am not even gonna lie, I didn't even look at the link.
Open up the link right now and just everyone, Joe. I want everyone. Hold on. We're gonna put Jamie on solo layout. We're gonna look at her face. Yes, we're gonna look at her face. Open up the link and tell me what you think. We're just gonna look at her face when she sees.
You're such a dork.
We're gonna see Jamie's face.
Why?
Because.
You better start working out.
Oh, I want to guess it now.
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it.
What do you think?
But you better start working out.
What do you mean? Oh, uh-oh.
Oh.
Buzz on there.
Oh, there we go. Oh, my face.
What do you mean? No, I'm talking about the outfit itself.
Well, yeah, it's still going to be cut the same.
Maybe. But think of all of the shininess.
Yeah. Great. Great.
Is it Silver Surfer? That would be brilliant.
No.
Might as well be.
It's an
with more
as we all as well. Technically, we're mixing two of my heroes together. We are mixing now. If anyone could guess this, please put it in the comments right now.
What do you even Google to find that stuff?
Because it is from one of his movies. We are mixing two of my heroes together, and I'll let you know afterwards when we sign off. We're mixing Macho Man Randy Savage with Sylvester Stallone, and that came up, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is brilliant! We can do this." And it was like, wow, just unbelievable. I completely forgot about this look, and yeah. So if any of our listeners or viewers right now,
and I'm laying on the wet ground trying to unbolt a drive shaft, so just so I can change my starter.
I was texting her all weekend long, Joe,
and that's what he's sending me.
Wow.
And I'm literally
So if anyone could figure now everyone's probably Googling Macho Man.
I'm really struggling to think what it could.
All right, as you guys are thinking about
the picture when we go off.
Yeah, when we go off air, Joe, we will do that. But right now, let's get to the question of the week, Jamie. First, we'll have Jamie answer this, and then we'll have Joe, and then we'll lead into our audience. What is your go-to food? That is this week's Angrygeeks question.
Food?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. What is your
type of food?
Okay, it could be whatever. But what is your go-to food, Jamie? What is your go-to food?
If I have to pick a food, it's nachos, but Mexican. Anything Mexican.
Yeah. Okay, I can attest to it. I could attest.
Nachos.
Yeah, I can attest to that. When we are on the road, we do look for something to that effect, or a calzone. Yeah, that's what I really thought you were going to say was a calzone. Or
calzones suck up here.
Yeah, I know, but I was going to say as we were.
So if we're up here, I'm not getting a calzone.
No.
New York and down. That's where you get calzones.
Joe, what is your go-to food?
I would say personally, it's pizza.
Oh, okay.
I
do love pizza too.
Like thin pizza. I get called a child a lot because I don't like toppings on my pizza. I just like cheese pizza.
Just cheese.
And everyone's like, "You're just a child," and I'm like, "No, I just if it's a good cheese pizza, you don't need any extra toppings."
That is true.
Okay.
But I will agree with Jamie that Mexican food in general is our go-to, as a family, because it's we've got a 14-year-old, and trying to find something that all three of us like at the same time is just impossible. But we all like Mexican. even though, and a side benefit in this country is because we don't really have the same level of like Spanish influence or Latin American influence than you guys have. English people do not know how to pronounce Mexican food.
Oh my God, it's probably amazing.
It's right. So when I worked at a pub chain, which is like literally, it's called Wetherspoons. Just Google Wetherspoons. They're in every town and every city in the UK, and they're the cheapest place you can go to eat. It's like £3 for like a meal. It's ridiculous. And they do like Mexican Monday, and that's what's cheapest on a Monday. And when I worked behind the bar, you'd get like 70-year-old women that have never seen these words before in their life, and they have to come and order them. And I've had an old woman ask for me for a quedazilla.
A quedazilla?
Which now, forever, well, they're always
That's
called
what you call
quedazillas.
Quedazillas.
Like just a burrito, like just anything that they just like they've never. They even say tortilla. Like
I'm so say quesadilla one more time.
Quedazilla.
Quedazilla. That is how.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Quedazilla. That's how I'm going to say it from now on.
And even in Leeds, like, and we're quite a big city. It's only been relatively recently that we've had a Taco Bell. Like, I haven't had a Taco Bell until I was like 27. And I recently took Rachel because she was like, "Oh, I'm not sure." And we went and had a quesadilla. And she was like, "I approve of Taco Bell." I was like, yeah, good. Because normally it's like chicken nuggets from McDonald's and it's just boring.
Like, after she had the Taco Bell, this is going to be very personal. Did she make it home in time? No, especially after last week. Week in the butt sores.
No.
Lewis.
No, to be fair, we yesterday for Mother's Day we went to a place that you guys won't have. Oh no, I think it's in very small parts of America. Is Nando's, which is it's an English institution. It's like Portuguese African style chicken that is like hot and spicy, and then you can get it like all different things, and literally everyone will go and you say Nando's in England, and and everyone knows what it is.
Sounds amazing.
It's like Portuguese influence. They do like halloumi. What a great and they have like little sticks that they put into the chicken to tell you what spice it is. And it's so because it goes from like plain to like extra hot, like ridiculous. And it's a known fact that anyone that goes on a first date in England will take them generally to Nando's. But what the guys will do, because you have to go to the bar to order, they don't order at the table. So you have to go to the bar. But what you do is you say, right, I want like a not spicy one, but can you put a very hot sticker on it just so that my date thinks that I'm eating like really hot chicken? And actually it's plain and it's genius. But all of these things, I was going to say this earlier when you're on about Comic-Cons, if by some random chance you make it to England for one of the amazing Comic-Cons we have in London, I'll take you to all of these amazing places. I'll come down to London and we might not get someone from Clerks crashing, but we might get like you never know.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
You can go have a Quedazilla.
Quedazilla. I'm naming my next dog Quedazilla.
Quedazilla for sure. Any of our listeners, I mean, Aviva is extremely quiet unless we're having more trouble with the comments. My go-to food is chicken salad.
Really?
That is my good. Yeah, either that or a cold cut sandwich. You know that. I would.
Well, the sandwiches, the chicken salad, because you've never eaten chicken salad around me. Sandwiches.
Yeah, well, nobody has it. No one has it around you. But I would eat chicken salad constantly, but definitely a sandwich.
Salad.
Yeah, a cold cut chicken salad with. And Aviva says that she is sorry, working and listening.
Aviva, don't be sorry.
I would definitely have a chicken salad is my go-to. Little bit of mayo, lettuce, and tomato. But if not, definitely, and a cold cut sandwich for sure. For sure, definitely a cold cut.
All the nachos.
Oh, I know. I know you love Mexican food.
I do. I went Friday. Just didn't have school, and I was having just another terrible day at work. So he met me for lunch at El Rodeo, and I got my tamale and enchiladas. Oh, I love tamales.
So I don't think I know what a tamale is.
It's like they take the masa, which is the corn flour, and they'll put like chicken and stuff inside of it, and they put it in the corn flour, and they wrap it in banana leaf and steam it, basically.
Oh.
You don't eat the banana leaf. They just unwrap it and
Right.
It's so good. My son's dad is actually Mexican, so I was very spoiled when we were together because I had like authentic, real Mexican food every single day.
That sounds amazing.
So, Joe, what is next for you? You have these two projects that you're working on. You have the one project that you're going to be getting rid of and having someone else make. What is next?
It's my final major project for my master's. So, in a couple of weeks, I finish this module, and then I have a few weeks off, and then I've got like 2. I don't know if it classes like how long is a semester? No one really tells us here. Like. When you say semesters, do you mean like a term, or like? Well, you need to know what a term is first, I guess. Like 12
Aren't
weeks.
They all kind of the same thing.
A term. Yeah. So like a section.
Maybe I don't know, like a quarter, I guess.
I've got like two terms worth of which every other module is 1, whereas this is 2, because it's essentially like rather than a short film, it'll be like a 60-minute either part of a film or a TV episode, and I'm doing currently my plan is to do like the first episode of like a serial killer drama based on the true story of something that happened when in my hometown.
Okay.
But with this being on TV, I don't know how much I can go into detail of.
Oh, okay, for sure.
But it's quite a wild story that you wouldn't believe would be true unless you kind of knew it.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier that you are directing a play. What is the play about?
And it's 1984 by George Orwell.
Okay. And how long is the play running for?
It's going to be on a week in the end of May.
Okay.
So that's going to be really good. I'm going to at least take photos and stuff of it, rather if not film it if I can. So that'd be cool. Yeah, it was decided pre-COVID, and now it's become a bit more poignant with everything that's happening at the minute, without kind of going into too much detail. So now art is echoing life a little too much, so it might. I don't know if it's a bit too dark for people. Maybe people need something a bit more cheery.
When you do a play, were you the casting director as well? Were you the whole kit and caboodle? How was the process for casting someone for the play? I mean, how do you not look at someone who is just god awful and go, "Oh my God, please get off the stage," opposed to looking at someone that was like, "Oh my God, I want you in the play"? How do you not break your own character and because obviously
Maybe
they have to act.
Maybe
in
he
front of
goes
you.
full Simon Cowell on them.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You're looking for an inside scoop, aren't you? That,
yes, I am. Come on, you know us. You watch us. You listen to us.
I'm too boring. I'm too nice. I hate it. Like I hate having to call people and be like, oh, sorry, you didn't get it, because I think it'd be different if I was like a proper casting director where you never really see that person again. Whereas this is like a small community show, so I know everyone that's in it. But it helps, to be fair. The thing that helps the most with anything directing or writing wise is I started on stage. So I know what that feels like when you go and you're being stared at and you feel like you're going to throw up, and like even what other people might see as small auditions are like your big break sort of thing. And also I know what it's like to not get them. And I've not got stuff where I go, I could have killed that. But you have to realize that it's not always about your audition. And directing has helped me in my acting now as well to take auditions better, because you can see someone who's a fantastic actor, but they're just not right for that part, but they don't see that. Or what you don't see is everyone else's audition. So it's not necessarily that they're better than you, it's that they fit that specific style more than you do. So as with everything, it's just about being empathetic. And at the end of the day, like it's tough auditioning, especially if there's like singing involved and stuff like that, where I've done some musical stuff where you suddenly completely forget how to sing or you forget how to read. And that's and partly the trick is to be able to see past that and to see what is just nerves and what is can't be bothered, not bothered to learn it, or they just don't have the talent. It's practice, as with everything. I've done this now for like, I don't even want to know how, like most of my life, I'd say, has been involved in theatre. So you just you learn everything by osmosis.
Okay. So Joe, we are running up on an hour. Please tell everyone where they can find you, and if they're interested in making that film for you, where they can find you, and where they can see Stay Home.
So you can see Stay Home on YouTube. It's all capital letters, Stay Home, and then I think it's 2021 in brackets, short film or something, but I'll send you guys a link to it. That's going to be easier.
We'll have that link on our website and on our.
You can get me on Twitter. I can't remember my actual Twitter handle, so let me just double check, because I changed it to my married name already, and it confused me. Because I'm changing.
Wait, you're taking name. You're changing your
name, yeah.
Really?
Because I'm progressive and cool. I'm getting so many brownie points from all of the bridesmaids and her mum. It's so good.
that is so awesome. So what's your new name?
My last name's Burke. Well, as you see, my last name's Burke, and see, that's not registering anything for you two. But in England, BERK is an old style like insult for someone who's an idiot, and all.
So that's why my parents changed my name. No.
They'll go, you're a right Burke, you. So all the way through. So when I had an opportunity, I was like, you know what, Kirkwood sounds quite posh, so I'll take that over Burke. Everyone that we talk to though says that we should change it to Burkewood. So now all of my just merge them to Burkewood.
Yeah, but make them into one.
It's too much of a joke now that I can't take it seriously. Anyway, it's Kirkwood Joe 89 on Twitter. My DMs are open because I'll talk to anyone. I'll be polite. I get messages all the time from. I stupidly put that I'd casted some advice for like actors, and then my DMs just got absolutely battered by people thinking that I was casting, and I'm like, I'm not being funny, but I'm in Leeds. You're in Las Vegas. There's no, I can't cast you in my play. And someone was like, no, like we can try. We can try make this work. I was like, you're not helping yourself.
Jamie, where can everyone find you, your Instagram, and us?
You can find me everywhere at thatwonderwoman.com. No, my God, that one. You think I'm the one that's up at 1 a.m. You can find me everywhere at thatwonderwoman.1, or you can find us both on Facebook or Instagram at The Angry Geeks, or the website, theangrygeekshow.com.
And we'll see you guys all next week. And we got a special guest coming up really soon. He works with Keanu Reeves. He draws. He's awesome. And Jamie doesn't even know about it, but I'm going to surprise her. I'm Lewis. That's Jamie. We love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. And that's Joe from Leeds. We'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, everyone.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.